Okay, hi, welcome. We are into perspective, which is a really fun and exciting part of drawing, a really important part of drawing. And it can be a little bit of a brain tease sometimes. So we're going to just start, I think, in a pretty kind of fun, basic way with making cubes. So what you're going to need is a long ruler, 24-inch ruler. If you have a clear one, those work really well because you can see through as you're drawing, so it doesn't get in the way of finding your lines and your vanishing points. And you're going to need your 18 by 24-inch paper. Mine's a little bit smaller, so don't hold it against me. You need to be on the 18 by 24-inch, though. What you're going to do is 20 boxes. You're going to do 10 boxes above the horizon line and 10 boxes below the horizon line. So you're going to draw a horizon line, which is going to be a line that is straight, that goes across the entire piece of paper. I picked mine pretty much in the middle, maybe a little above center. You can put it wherever you want, play with it in different spaces if you'd like. You could go up higher, you could come down lower. I just knew that needing to fit 10, I wanted to have enough space. So 10 above and 10 below, they're going to be similar to this. You're going to make an invisible box, which means that you could just see what all four sides look like. And then in the next video, we're going to go over these modified boxes. So you'll just modify the ones that you have already. So you're not doing a separate drawing, but it's in stages of sorts. So we have the horizon line. That's going to be like when you're looking out at the ocean and you see your horizon. And then we have what's called a vanishing point. And a vanishing point is going to be in 1 point perspective where everything vanishes too. So you're going to see these lines that pull to the vanishing point. These are called the orthogonal lines. Those are lines that go to the vanishing point. So you're standing at a street corner in a city. You can often see down the street 1 point perspective. You can see where everything is going to the same spot. Same idea. That's what we're kind of tackling in this. So it's really important that you draw straight lines. So you've got a ruler and you have an eraser. Mechanical pencils are great for this because you don't have to keep stopping and picking up the eraser. You can just kind of erase from the back end. But you can also use, they have such thin lines, and that is going to help a lot. I don't have a mechanical pencil, so I am just using my 3B, which is a little bit darker so that you could see it. So what you're going to do is you're going to start by drawing a box. You're going to want, easy way to start, pull from the horizon line so that the line runs parallel to the horizon line. So go ahead and draw that. And then you know that the bottom of the box and the top of the box are going to run parallel to one another. So you can just kind of pull this up, draw that. And then you're going to get the sides, the vertical lines. The vertical lines will also run parallel to one another. So you're going to connect the dots here, and then you can just slide your ruler over, and hopefully it's straight. You want to make sure it is. It can really screw you up later on if it's not. So once you get your rectangle or your square, you can clean it up if you'd like. You're going to take the points, the edges, and you're going to pull them. You're going to make these orthogonal lines that come to your vanishing point. The vanishing point is going to help you throughout this entire process, how you start to see things become three-dimensional. And again, right to that vanishing point. And sometimes you're going to feel like it's almost wrong, like it's so far, but we're trusting it, right? We're going to trust that this vanishing point and these orthogonal lines are going to give us the information that we need. So right now, a clear ruler would be amazing because I'm having a hard time seeing this. So I'm going to pull my ruler onto the outside of the box, and I'm going to do the best that I can to get as close to that vanishing point and to the edge of my square as possible. Cool, right? So we want to make it look like a cube, and not that this is there's no kind of rhyme or reason about the depth of the box right now. When you get into drawing like cityscapes or things like that, you'll be able to use this technique to help you figure out how to get the shapes of the windows, the shapes of the doors, the way the bricks lay on the building. But for now, we're just kind of making decisions to make cubes. So I want to make this box not super deep. but so I'm going to draw the next line, the bottom of the box, which would be like the top of this one. And I know that it's going to be parallel to the horizon line, and also, if I did this correctly, to the bottom of this box. You'll notice when you're looking at a building, when you look up, you never see the building kind of converge together unless that was part of the architecture. These lines are meant to run parallel, so they'll potentially never be touching one another. And then I want to connect the side, so like the side wall, and I know that it's going to run parallel to my vertical, so I can just run my ruler across like that, just pulling that line. I'm a little bit off, so I'll fix that. Got my eraser nearby. I'm going to fill my lines back in. This is can be very meditative, right? You can just kind of sit and draw. And this looks pretty good to me, right? And because it's above the horizon line, I can see underneath it, right? So it's hovering above eye level. We can think about horizon in that sense, above and below. So I'll see the bottom of these boxes, and if it's below the horizon line, I'm going to see the tops of these boxes. And then you'll start to get into these modified boxes where we pull from different angles. Okay, great. So maybe you've done this before. It's a nice refresher. You're going to do 20 of these, 10 above and 10 below, and you're going to start to notice how the angles shift depending how close and dead on to the vanishing point you are and how far away you are from the vanishing point. And then we want to see that you can do an invisible one as well. And basically what's happening is that we're considering this as a solid cube. What happens if it was a clear cube? So you're going to just figure out the lines in the back. Same thing. I have this one on the bottom, and I'm going to come all the way up, right? I have this one, and I'm going to run it across. Again, my clear ruler would have been really nice for this. And it runs parallel to my horizon, right? That's a good checkpoint for me. And then I've got this corner, and I'm running it back to my vanishing point. Okay. And we can go all the way back if you'd like, just so you can see how that's going. And what I can start to do then is erase things that I don't need. I don't need that information coming across, and I don't need this one coming across either. But these are just great little markers to have to help with that. Starting to make a little sense for you, right? And then we know that there's one that comes down, tick, 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 this way, right? Actually from up here. And we're noticing that mine's actually a little bit off, which is what's going to happen to you as well, right? This line that I erased, maybe I erased it a little bit too prematurely. I want to pull the bottom line up, right? This bottom corner still needs to come up, tick, 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 right? And they would meet around there. Mm-hmm. And then again, I don't need this part. I can get rid of that. I'm going to fix this line. I can double check by pulling the edge of this box back to the horizon. And that's going to be kind of the way you can check things, is just pulling things back to the horizon line. And that's going to help get the correct angles for you. And so where I was off, this is going to start to make a little bit more sense. See how I'm slightly off still? And it's kind of good for you to see that these lines, and that's a height issue that I was having with that interior line. So if I can really line these all up, check my horizon, my vanishing point. I'm going to see that this line really wants to live right about in there. Yeah. And so there we go. You can start to see the interior top of that one. And then again, we can pull that down. Great. We start to see these boxes shift and get invisible, and right. And then like magic, if you wanted it to be solid again, you just get rid of these interior lines. You come back in, you fix this line, right? And so on and so forth. And it'll be, a bit of the erasing game. Like, how do I get this right? How do I get that right? Double checking things, going back to your horizon line, and voila. Alrighty? So you're gonna do 20 boxes, 10 above, 10 below. You're gonna do one invisible box. Okay, and then we're gonna get into modifying these boxes.